This story is about a girl named Rachel. She's about to get married to her fiance Nikki. Everything looks perfect. They're in love, they understand each other, but she knows something is terribly wrong. She always gets this eerie feeling that some evil is lurking around. Not nervous, not scared. She's certain something bad is going to happen. And the scariest part, she might be right. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we are breaking down one of Netflix's most unsettling thrillers. Something very bad is going to happen. But this isn't just horror, it's about fear, instinct, and the feeling that something in your life is wrong, even when everything looks perfect. The story follows Rachel, a woman about to get married. Everything seems perfect, but when she visits her fiance Nikki's family home, something feels off. At first, it's subtle, like people whispering in the distance, talking about her and her fiance, and as soon as they realize Rachel is near, they stop talking. The way people look at her, it's really creepy feeling when someone stares at you and do not say a thing. Just continue to stare deep inside your soul, like they are judging you, wanted to figure you out something. The silence during conversations becomes too heavy to bear, and often for Rachel, turns into a feeling of stress or guilt. Nothing is clearly wrong, but nothing feels right either. Here's what you need to understand. This show is not just about horror. It's about the fear of making the wrong decisions in life, like we all do and think about every day. Everyone has had a moment where something feels wrong, but you can't explain why. You can call it a sixth sense or some profound power working to warn you of the upcoming danger. And that's the real horror here. As Rachel stays longer, things get worse. The family acts strange. The father of the groom starts to act different. People watch her, things she starts to find, the locked doors, the family secrets, everything was adding up and creates this heavy burden of falling continuously in darkness, deeper and deeper and deeper. Even her fiance feels distant. They start to have arguments, fights, and nobody believes her. Now she starts questioning everything. Is she the one that is the problem? Is she just seeing what she wants to see? Is it real or all in her head? Her fear turns into obsession. We see her going into a library looking at the family history. She starts searching for answers. What if this wedding isn't normal? As soon as the things look normal, the series takes another creepy turn with the backstory of Rachel's mother, which, to be honest, was the second most disturbing sequence of the series. Now things become disturbing. There are hints of a deeper secret, maybe even a curse. Now, this is where the story gets really interesting and honestly a bit confusing at first. Because the curse and something very bad is going to happen is not something that's clearly explained right away. In fact, when it is first revealed, it's almost feel unbelievable. Like, is this even real? Or is it just another layer of fear inside Rachel's mind? But everything starts to make sense when Rachel sees her mother's past. That flashback changes everything. Through this, we learn about a witness, a man who once ran away from his own wedding, and because of that, he became part of the curse. According to the curse, this witness is forced to watch every wedding in Rachel's bloodline, again and again and again, until it finally reaches Rachel. And this is where things become terrifying, because now Rachel is no longer just feeling fear, she's part of something much bigger. The curse gives her a choice, a very specific and a deadly one. She must marry her true soulmate before the sun sets. If she fails to do that, she dies. But here's where it gets even worse. If she refuses to marry her fiance Nikki, the curse doesn't end. Instead, it spreads to Nikki's bloodline. And that changes everything. Because now, this is not just about Rachel's survival, it's about the consequences of her choice. From this point on, the entire story becomes a race against time. Rachel is trying to figure out one thing: is this curse real? And if it is, how does she escape it? And this is what makes the show so powerful. Because the curse is not just supernatural, it represents something deeper: the fear of choosing the wrong person, the fear of being trapped in a life you can't escape, and the fear that your decisions won't just affect you, but everyone connected to you. So the real question is Rachel trying to break a curse? Or is she trying to escape a decision she already knows is wrong? But the real meaning is deeper. The something bad is not just an event, it's the fear of making a life changing mistake. Are they soulmates? Or all of this is just a lie? The wedding day is here, and with all the fear inside her heart, the fear of dying, the fear of losing the love of her life, and the most important fear of making a bad decision, Rachel must decide: stay or walk away. Because staying could cost her everything, maybe her own existence. Was she right? Well, by the end, things take a darker turn. Now, let's talk about the ending, because this is where everything finally comes together and completely turns the show upside down. Rachel makes a choice. After everything she discovers, she refuses to go through with the wedding because she realizes something important. Nicky was never her soulmate. In fact, he had been lying from the beginning. For him, this relationship was nothing more than a rebound from his past. And the moment Rachel refuses the wedding, the curse activates. It spreads instantly, not just to Nicky, but to his entire bloodline. And now the consequences begin. Every person connected, every couple present, anyone who is not truly with their soulmate starts to die. This is where the show becomes brutal, because the curse is no longer personal. It's spreading through everyone connected to Nicky. But here's the twist. Even after everything, the wedding isn't completely stopped. While Rachel is in shock, Nicky finishes his vows. And in that moment, the ritual is completed. Rachel looks towards the witness, the man who has been watching all along, and he signs the marriage as a witness. At this point, it's too late. The curse has already spread. It cannot be reversed anymore. Rachel, in shock, asks the same thing to witness, but to her bad luck, now Rachel faces the consequence. She dies same way her mother died, just because the witness signed the marriage and Nicky cunningly completed his vows. But the story doesn't end there, because now the focus shifts to the witness. We already know his role. He was forced to watch every wedding in Rachel's bloodline as punishment for running away from his own. And now his role is complete. Death comes for him because his purpose is fulfilled. But here's the final twist. And this is where the show becomes truly clever. The curse always needs a witness, someone to observe, to carry it forward, to watch every wedding in Nicky's bloodline, since it already was acting upon the guests and killed so many of them. And since Rachel refused the wedding and did not marry before sunset, she becomes the perfect replacement. So, in the final moments, after the witness dies, Rachel wakes up, not as herself anymore, but as the new witness. And that changes everything, because this means the curse never ends. It only moves forward from one person to the next. So, in the end, Rachel didn't escape the curse, she became part of it. In the end, you're left with one question: what would you have done? Trust your instincts, because the real horror is not the house or the people, it's the possibility that she already knew the truth. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like and subscribe. And tell me in the comments, would you go through with the wedding or walk away? What would you have done?